Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hor Hollywood, and today I'm going to kind of do some testing with Entech USA axe here. I don't really recall what it was named, so I'm just going to call it the Backspike hand axe. It's a fairly small axe, very light, doesn't really have anything in terms of weight. You can kind of see here, it's kind of short, not that much bigger than my hand, maybe about an inch or two in terms of length. It's a nice little detail to it, really soft handle, kind of curved here. It has a little kind of a hand groove where you kind of hold on to. But as I said, it's very light. And the problem with a light axe, to me personally, is that it doesn't provide a lot more strength. Now, for like a sword, you're basically putting the strike on a more lengthy side of the blade. With this, you're kind of just hitting it right on this blade here. You can see it's not kind of long, but you kind of need it. Me personally, I'd rather have a kind of a heavier axe, just because with a heavier axe, I don't have to put as much strength into the strike to make it, somewhat devastating. Rather than, a small axe like this, I have to put more strength into it, which to me, honestly, is kind of a pain. But we'll do some strikes here, see how it does, then I'll try the back spike here for a little bit. Now let's do some strike here. Well, it's kind of digging in, but not really giving me anything substantial in terms of damage-wise. As you can kind of see, it's like digging in fairly well, but that's basically it. It's just kind of digging in. Ooh, that went in pretty well, though. But yeah, that didn't do entirely too well. Let's try something like right here. Gonna have to kind of switch my hands real quick. You see, that's just kind of digging in, but it's not really doing any biting here. Yeah, it's not really doing anything. So you can kind of see it's very light. That's the problem. Let's try something more hardwood here. Oh God, that didn't do anything. Yeah. It's not doing anything. That's the problem with this. It's a very light axe. There's no real more muscle here in the head of it, so I have to put a lot more strength into each strike rather than being able to not put as much due to the weight. Like if you were to get in, let's say like a splitting maul, you'd be a little bit better because you'd have more weight at the back. So when you come down to strike, you have more weight at the head here, coming straight down. So it's your strength, the amount of power you're putting into the strike, as well as the weight from the weapon itself. But this has got no weight. Nothing. It's incredibly light. But let's try the back spike here. Let's see if this really does anything. It's not really sharpened. It's kind of just there for design, but we'll see. We'll kind of see how this does. It's a little harder to do since it's kind of angled. I kind of got to hit it like this in a way. It's kind of digging in, but it's kind of a pain to try and hit it like this, just because you can kind of see point goes down here and it kind of angles up. Yeah, so kind of have to have my hand a little bit more of an angle just to strike. But it doesn't do too bad in terms of kind of sticking. I mean, of course, this is, as I always say, softwood. Let's try something like the side here. No, it's like denting it, but yeah, it's denting it, but in terms of actually doing any significant damage, no, not really. So it's not really. I gotta say that this axe probably wouldn't even really do any well with just simple wood chopping, just because even like soft wood like this, I gotta strike several times just to do anything. So it's really not good in terms of striking. So now, let's see, if you want anything like that does significant damage in terms of striking, you always kind of want to have it to where it's heavier. You don't want an axe that's incredibly oversized or too heavy to use, but you don't want an axe that is just too flimsy. I mean, I've had like shoes that weigh heavier than this, and my boot right here weighs heavier than this does. But I mean, like even something like this, simple wood right here, that doesn't do anything. Doesn't really do much to it. Does a little bit of a bite, but that is about it. Overall, I mean, it's nice to kind of add to, like, if you want to have a little bit of a collection, but just for using and if you ever go camping or anything, I wouldn't entirely recommend it. It's kind of the blade is far too soft. It's too light. Just to do any real significant damage to like pretty much anything, you need to put more strength into the strike. Now, if this had more weight at the head here, each strike would do more to it to my strength, plus adding on to the amount of weight here back at the head. But that alone doesn't really do anything. Anyways, it's been Horror Hollywood. See y'all later. Bye-bye.